What's up, everybody? It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. What are we doing at DC? We got any breaking news? We'll give you the news. Plus, how quickly can you rebuild this defense? Fran Duffy will join us to talk NFL draft as well, and we'll tote that thang. Show starts. Meow. Welcome to the DLLS Cowboys podcast, presented by our friends at Prize Picks, where with the code DLLS, you will get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And our friends at Ownwell, ownwell.com/Texas. Don't overpay for your property tax. Hit up our friends at Ownwell. Hey, everybody, it's good to see you. We're going to talk all things Dallas Cowboys football. We start off with the news, and then we do the rest. Welcome in. My name is Jeff, and it's good to see you. Can I give you something messy?
Nope.
I'm next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
It's your boy, Jay Holly.
He's next to the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
Wipe it down.
He's next to the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Ali Jawad.
Hi, ladies.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't have news today. No news?
No, the only thing that we do have a firm interview date for the Eagles passing game coordinator, Christian Parker, is going to be Wednesday. Because we have Gannon today.
Yes.
Christian Parker will be Wednesday.
All right.
So that's the only thing that's been updated. No one else has been added to the list. Clearly the Cowboys, I guess, are still interested in Leonard, trying to bring him in here, but he's a guy that's going to be coveted in Green Bay from his connections to Wisconsin. Interestingly enough, Green Bay's coach, defense coordinator, was hired in Miami. There's an opening in Green Bay. Durante Jones, the guy the Cowboys have interviewed, from Minnesota, is also interviewed in Green Bay. Patrick, is his name right?
Who's Patrick?
Not Patrick. What's the cat?
Patrick Walker.
No. The Eagles defense passing game coordinator.
Christian Parker.
I don't like calling him Patrick. Christian Parker is also been requested for an interview in Green Bay. He was in Green Bay before he went to the Eagles. So the question to me is that, can the Cowboys afford to wait if one of these guys are that guy, and I think Leonard has got some other interests as well. So can they afford to wait? If one of these guys they're interviewing for the second interview is their guy, they need to pounce, or should they wait till, I guess it's the Super Bowl, until after the Super Bowl when they can talk to Leonard?
See, I know nothing, so I just go off of gut. And my gut feels like there's a Jim Leonard wait happening. They're going to go ahead and let the Broncos take this big hot L this weekend, and then we'll start talking about what the Cowboys are going to do at DC. That's my gut.
Okay.
And sometimes it bubbles.
And the problem with the Jim Leonard wait is that, well, he made the apple of a lot of Cowboy people and Cowboy content creators and Cowboys reporters' eye, or the Cowboys' apple of his eye. Again, he has a huge connection in Wisconsin. He went to Wisconsin. He met his wife in Wisconsin.
Big cheese guy.
He was a defense coordinator with the Badgers. They had their baby. They got married there. They got married, in Madison. I think from I understand, the wife lives there in the offseason, lives there with the kids. There's a strong push to want to go back there if the Packers want that opportunity to come for him. So do you wait for something that may not be there for you? Or do you take somebody that you already interviewed these guys? Do you hire them?
It's the Cowboys. And if I know my Cowboys, there's always a sense of urgency. And they're in a real hurry to get the best of the best. Mo is in the super chat, says, I pray Gannon doesn't get the job because I don't want to hear all year Jeff saying he's a demon. I'm not saying he is a demon.
So what's worse, Gannon being a demon or Gannon being a disciple of Matt Eberflus? Now, a lot of people have been trying to
I take it back. He's a demon then. Maybe.
I mean, that's what Bo told us last week.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's a Matt Eberflus guy.
I always forget. I forget stuff. It's what I do.
What's worse?
I need to. Anyway, Ron Sr. says how they haven't interviewed Flores is flat out malpractice. I do agree with that. See, I'm torn between I brought the bar down for the Cowboys when it comes to hiring because I'm used to it a certain way. So I actually find myself pleased with their search for a DC because there's 9 names out there, and that's way more than they normally do. So, 3 for real interviews so far. But, like, they've talked to, like, last time it was Eberflus and a Rooney Rule, basically.
Right.
And they were like, and we're good. At least now they're talking to people. But if I held them to the standard we probably should, the fact you're not going after and talking to the best of the best and the most wanted is embarrassing. But I've lowered the bar for them, where if they've talked to more than 4 people, I'm like, man, that's a nice job by Dallas.
I got a question for each of you guys, and first one answers it right gets $1.
C.
Who's Ron Sr.?
Oh, that's Ron's dad.
Okay, all right. I gotta make sure y'all know who Ron Sr. was. And I want to shout out to you guys. You guys are family. Ron Sr.'s been here. Dro knows. Armand, you guys are here every day. We look forward to seeing you guys in the chat with Jeremy. You guys make
Jeremy
us.
Phillips,
you guys make us happy being here, even though you take a lot of unnecessary shots at good people. Dro
makes it more fun.
Did you just shout out everybody just because I called you out yesterday for only shouting out the females?
Yeah.
That is not what happened. You know, I had a conversation.
Is that a CYA situation?
You know, I had a conversation at the bar about this last night.
Did you?
I did.
You would.
I was talking to Spud and some guy. We were watching the championship game.
Yeah.
I said, these guys tried to rip me for shouting out females in the chat.
Yep.
Calling me horny.
I did not say that.
What did you call me?
I said that off the air.
No, you said that on there.
Said it
No,
off the
I
air.
said it right before we went on the air.
Off the air. He said
What
it
you
off
said?
the
Okay,
air.
whatever. I'm just saying. I mean, whatever. The break or not.
Right before we went live. Right before. That's why we were laughing.
But I'm like this. I said, we got men in the chat. We interact with them all the time, okay? Yeah. And there are women in the chat, and I want to highlight them. Women like to be, they're here. They don't always get highlighted. What's wrong with speaking to them? I don't even know what they look like. I'm just trying to be nice and welcoming, and you're making it about a horny thing. And then I said,
Stop saying it.
You said it.
Off the air.
But you still
We're
said
on
it.
TV.
But you may be like, I'm like, am I wrong?
Say amorous.
Amorous.
Yeah.
It was not being amorous. But I was like, what men don't look at women, when you're bunching around a bunch of men?
I don't know what you're saying.
You're not putting me in this. You're not putting me in this one, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't put me in this
The
one.
women stand out. There's nothing
You
wrong
ain't
with
put
it.
me in this one,
That
man.
makes me normal,
We're just
right?
doing the show.
Everybody said we're normal. It's normal.
I'm a Dro guy. I like Dro. I like Ron Sr.
I actually want to give him some credit yesterday.
Vance is my guy.
Appreciate
you,
It's
Vance.
good.
Clarence
Jeremy.
made it the entire show without being on his phone.
I was yesterday.
So,
I don't get no
that's an
credit for
accomplishment
that.
him.
Where's your phone?
It's betwixt my legs.
Did you say betwixt? Did you just say betwixt?
But you're right here in my lap. How about that?
Anyway, now we got like 6 minutes and we can't do the segment we were going to because you had to do a sidebar.
Can you rebuild it?
So instead, we'll just have to talk about
Jackie.
we had to talk about the Natty or something. Last night was nice. You guys enjoy Messidor? Did you guys enjoy that? Akeem Messidor from Miami, pass rusher. You enjoy Ruben Bain? You guys like that?
I enjoy Bain. Bain's an Omega Psi 5 member. It's a cute dog. Root.
Okay. I think Carson Beck's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't believe that people keep talking about him as an NFL prospect. Like he's going to be like the 4th or 5th quarterback drafted, and I don't think he can play.
I got a better hot take. We already knew Carson Beck wasn't special, right?
Yeah.
The Heisman Trophy winner.
Mendoza?
He's just a guy, right? You before the show, he's fine.
He's fine.
Do I want fine for the number 1 overall pick?
No.
Is that if I'm the Raiders and looking to really change the fortune of my franchise, do I want fine or do I want something that's potentially special?
Here's my thing about Mendoza is he loves ball.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be a dude that's distracted by the glitz and glam of Vegas. Like, he's going to be a guy, he's going to be Sean Lee-esque, where he is the consummate professional. First guy in, last guy to leave. He is going to know the playbook front and back and back and front. He is going to try his very best to digest everything, offensively, defensively. And I think that right there can make you a good NFL football player. If you could, a part of the reason young quarterbacks in the NFL go down so fast is because the game is so fast and they can't grasp the concepts of what's happening, what's going on, and to be able to play with that level of confidence. I don't think he's going to have that. Do I think he has all the, eye-popping skill sets? No, he's not the biggest. He's not super athletic. He doesn't have a rocket arm.
It's all good enough. It's all good enough.
Right? But I think what's going to take Mendoza over the top is his intellect, his ability to process what's happening, his ability to do to go the right places with the football, take the profit. He may not Superman win you a lot of games, but he'd be damned if he lose you a lot of games, either with reckless play and just throwing the ball in errant places. I think his knowledge of the game will allow him to play this game for a long time. Now, what you have to do is you go get him some spectacular talent that goes around him so that when he gets the ball to him in a timely fashion, on time, in
wear
rhythm,
Brock Bowers out.
Yeah. And now they go and make the play for you. And then you look up and you're like, man, this guy has 31 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And this team, they're good in the red zone and they're good on third downs. Like all those things that doesn't necessarily, again, pop out to you like, oh my God, he did Caleb Williams. He scrambled 30 yards the opposite way and still was able to throw the ball 51 yards on the rope.
I hear you, and I agree with you. He's all of that. And you do have a special running back potential. You do have Brock Bowers. You go get your receiver, and you have some of what you're talking about. I'm just saying, when I'm picking number 1 overall, I want a generational talent or potential generational talent. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those Caleb Williams skills that just pop out as a number 1 overall pick. And that's what we're talking about, is that when you tank or you lose, you want somebody that's going to pop for you.
Yeah, you want to tank next year. You don't want to tank this year. Next year's a tank year.
Yeah.
Next year's a good year to tank.
That's all.
If you're an NFL fan out there and your team's bad, you want to be the worst next year.
So
maybe 2 years after, too.
You watch your tape, watching your ball, watching your draft guy. How many draft picks on Indiana? Besides the quarterback.
Pons, the corner, is a top.
The 5'9" corner?
Yes.
The 5'9" corner?
Yes.
So he's going to be a slot corner in the NFL?
Probably. If he was 5'11", 6 foot, he'd be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he's competitive.
So he'll probably be a second, maybe even third round pick. Mendoza, both their starting receivers, Surratt and Cooper, are NFL players.
Okay, because I know the other guy, like a junior, the white guy, he was good. He made those contested catches he was making. I think he's underclassman.
Yeah, they're guys.
But Cooper, I thought Cooper's not coming back.
If he's said he's coming back, I haven't seen it.
But he's not. What I'm saying, he's not out of eligibility because one of the
no, and I don't know if Surratt is either. Their other wide receiver, but I actually like Cooper better. He's their after catch guy, and I like him a lot.
Yeah,
he's a good player. Their middle linebacker's an NFL player. The guy who beat the running back on the blitz with the and got the sack, he's an NFL player. They got their left tackle's an NFL player. Although he don't look like it against Reuben Payne, you know what I mean? But I do enjoy those games when you get to see the guys who are like special. Because this whole draft, like to your point, I know what you want when you're picking number 1 overall. That doesn't mean it exists.
Right.
All right. So you don't think that there's a most years number 1 overall quarterback. Do the next position. Who is? That's why Caleb Downs could be a top 3, top 5 pick.
Right.
He plays safety, but he's that dude.
Yeah.
And there aren't many of guys in this class that are that dude.
I want Caleb Downs to go top 3, top 5. That may be move a Baines or somebody down to the Cowboys.
Down to Dallas.
That would be nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I would love to
take the safety top 3, top 5.
Yeah, or see, I see it both ways. Or don't. I'll take him at 12. I'll take him at 12 in a heartbeat.
Could. A couple receivers could be thrown in there in the top 10 too.
Yeah. I mean, could be
push.
2, could be 3 of them. We're cheering for quarterbacks. Let's get Ty Simpson in the top 11.
What do the Jets do?
Arvell Reese.
Yeah.
They don't take a receiver like you talking receiver.
Down,
they need a receiver too.
I feel the same way about the receivers though. When you talk about Mendoza, I feel that way about the receivers. There's going to be probably at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 that go in the first round.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of the receivers in this class would be the top receiver in almost any class.
Right.
And so it's just a wonky year. And so but that's a fun year to be at 12. Because at 12, you live by the Voch Lombardi code of a lot of teams suck at this, and you let them suck, and then you just take advantage of whatever's left, and hopefully you don't do a dumb thing. And we can pull that off. We'll get to your Super Chats. We are talking NFL draft, and we're going to have our expert here at the ALLCITY Network, the great and powerful Fran Duffy, will join us next, get us set up for Cowboys Draft World. How about that? It's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Let's take a second to talk about our friends at Mack Weldon. What I like to do is I like to find a brand that I know that I love for my clothes, and then bang, just get everything right there. And you can do that at Mack Weldon. I'd like to introduce you to the Ace line. Ease and self-assurance has never been more comfortable when you're talking about elevated sweatpants, shorts, sweatshirts, even blazers. If you're lucky enough to get them while they're still in stock for the Ace collection there. Something that looks like a blazer, but it feels like a sweatshirt. You want to look classy, you want to look nice, but you want to be comfy. That's our friends at Mack Weldon. All new relaxed sweatpants, carpenter sweatpants, classic sweatpants. All available in 5 new colors. It's the go-to choice for you. If you want to look good without even really trying, Mack Weldon's Ace collection. It's comfortable anywhere. Just go to MackWeldon.com. You'll get 20% off your first order of $125 or more with the promo code ALLCITY. That's MackWeldon.com, and the code is ALLCITY. Also, want to talk about our friends at Ownwell. Be nice to have some extra money in your pocket, wouldn't it? If I had a few extra bucks right now, I could try to pay off the pool. And Ownwell helped me with that. Property taxes. Your mortgage goes up each year because your property taxes are going up. Go to our friends at Ownwell, ownwell.com/Texas. They're here to save you money on that. Texas has some of the highest property taxes in the whole country, but you could be saving thousands with Ownwell. I signed up for Ownwell last year. The process was super easy. You sign up in 3 minutes, and they're going to take care of everything. You don't know what you're doing? Protesting property taxes with meetings and paperwork. I don't know this stuff. Our guys at Ownwell do, and they're going to take care of you, and you don't pay them anything unless they save you money. Save time and money on your property taxes with Ownwell. Only pay if you save. Go to ownwell.com/Texas to learn more. It's our friends at Ownwell. They're here to take care of me and you. ownwell.com/Texas. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Please smash that like button while you're here. We sure would appreciate it. If we finish a show with less than 100, they have us draw names out of a hat and somebody gets fired. Somebody go ahead and hit that like button. We sure would appreciate it. And let's check in with our draft analyst and expert, the great and powerful Fran Duffy. We forgive him for being a Philly guy because we just talk about the draft and let him be an expert there, and we pretend there are no allegiances to any NFL teams. Hi, Fran.
What's going on, guys? How's the offseason treating you?
Great. Welcome to it, by the way.
All right.
Sit on the couch, baby. Jesse got a question for you. You know he got a question for you.
It sucks to be the team.
No, you can already see he's not dogging.
You're not
dogging. No.
Can
He's
you
not.
see a shirt under there?
Yeah, he's not dogging. Yeah.
Gray on gray.
Yeah, a little gray on gray.
Frank, let's start off with, so we were just talking about the national title game a little bit in the first segment, and talking about Fernando Mendoza, and then I kind of took it to a different place where I feel like this is a draft where if you have a top 10 pick, not that you're not happy about it, but a lot of the premier positions, I don't see the premier prospect that you get in a lot of years. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last year with last year's class. Where it was like, it wasn't great at the top, but last year's class at the very top, it was like, you had Abdul Carter, you had Travis Hunter, you had like those any year universally viewed as blue chip type players. This year, they don't have those guys. But then when you get to the 7, 8, 9, that's where it starts to level out, and that's where these are the players we typically expect to see off that range. So the Cowboys last year, I was like, it's kind of a tough spot. This year, I think the value you get in the slot where the Cowboys are at, I think it kind of makes sense. So I agree wholeheartedly. This year, there are no really universal like blue chip prospects. It certainly seems like, all right, Fernando Mendoza is going to go number 1 overall. I'm in the same camp as you, Jeff, where I look at Mendoza and I love watching him play. Like, separate the college football from the NFL draft prospect. I question the overall upside. I don't think he's typically what you're going to get when you take a guy number 1 overall. But I do think like he's got staying power in the league. Like, he's going to stick. It's just a matter of what the ceiling is with the player.
All right, Fred. So when you look at the draft and you don't see these can't miss prospects, right? And you're looking at it, you're saying, man, there's not 10, 15 guys that are just out of this world that maybe kind of like how next year's draft may be, right? Between quarterbacks and receivers and defensive players. Well, how do you begin to start looking at, for the Cowboys, let's just so to speak, and say, all right, you're at 12. How do the options now weigh out for the Cowboys with not a can't-miss prospect that may fall to you or line up to you like that? How do you start picking out who goes where?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that, to me, where I always land with this conversation is that even though none of these guys are viewed as universally like blue chip, can't miss prospects, all right, well, that you can go down the list. Like Dak Prescott wasn't viewed that way, right? Like you go through and there's all these guys, like they fall in draft for one reason or another. So now it's up to every team to kind of go through. You got to go through the minds and figure out like who are these guys and separate who are we higher on than everybody else. And so I do think there's going to be a wide variety of opinions on a lot of these players. The guys that everybody does feel best about are at the non-premium positions. So you guys mentioned Caleb Downs in the previous segment. I think you look at Sonny Styles, right? All these guys where it's like, okay, Jeremiah Love. We're going to have these conversations about positional value a lot this spring. Now, with Arvell Reese in particular, I do think a lot of, like, to me, if he is more than an off-ball backer, then I can get on board with taking him in the top 5. But if we're just strictly viewing him as like off-ball, it's the Jalen Walker conversation from last year. I do think Reese is a better player than Jalen Walker was. He ended up going, 14 overall to the Falcons. I do think that he's a better player than that. And honestly, I've been waiting until the season till like Ohio State got to the end of the run here because I just want to go and just let me watch all of his on-ball defensive end, like pass rush snaps back to back to back, where I can just watch that and cycle out everything else. Because honestly, like if you're going to take him top 5, and we're talking now like top 3, maybe number 2 to the Jets, he's got to be a pass rusher. He's got to be Micah. And some people will make that comparison to Micah. That's a lofty comparison. But to me, like that's the only way you're taking a player that high. But again, the positional value, it's going to be a recurring theme here this spring.
Fran, have you done that with Arvell Reese already? Because I kind of have.
Not yet. That's going to be post Senior Bowl. I've been locked in on Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl.
You're just going to get weird. You're just going to get weirded out because he lines up on the edge and they don't let him pin his ears back, and he's playing contain and QB spy. And so he's going to, like, if you were just saying Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, they both play linebacker for Ohio State. But as the season went along, Sonny Styles is playing linebacker, Arvell Reese is playing on the edge, but he's not rushing the passer. And if you were just taking an off-ball backer, I actually like Sonny Styles more than Arvell Reese. So it all gets very confusing. I just wanted to throw that in there before Clarence asked you a question. Go ahead, Clarence. Sorry.
I got a statement first.
Okay.
The rule in Dallas is we can't mention Micah Parsons.
Okay.
Yep.
You can't mention him.
He's not good.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
He's a traitor.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to mention his name at all. People go wonky. Actually, they go crazy. You're not supposed to mention that he was good, and you can't compare people to him because he was not any good. So he's not the standard anymore. Just wanted the record show you can't mention Micah.
Now what?
I'm old enough to remember when that was Terrell Owens here in Philly. So
my question is this: is about the quarterbacks. It's always about the quarterbacks. Would Shador or my guy in Miami from Texas, I can't think of his name.
Quinn
Ewers. Would they have served better by staying another year being in this draft? Would Shador be a top 2-day pick in this draft compared to last year?
Yeah, I mean, I am of the belief, Clarence, that all these guys should soak up all the eligibility that they've got. And so I do think that they would have been better served. Now, it's one of those things where you can't answer definitively, right? Because we don't know. But I do think that had those guys gone back for that extra year, that it would have helped. Would Shador have been in a better spot long term had he waited and not been a 5th-round pick? And maybe who knows? He could have come out this year and gone through the same roller coaster just 12 months after the fact and still ended up on day 3. That's possible. But what would another year have done for him as the guy at Colorado that he didn't get, where he was holding a clipboard for a majority of the season and then got thrown in at the end of last year? Like, that's an impossible question to answer definitively. I am of the belief that another year as that guy would have helped him. It helped Cam Ward the previous year, to go from day 3 prospect who was going to the Shrine Bowl and was like, maybe he's a late round guy, to being the number 1 pick in the draft. I'm of the belief that helps these guys. So I like, Dante Moore going back for that extra year at Oregon. Love that. I think that they are better served doing exactly that.
Yeah, and Carson Beck may get drafted this year after, I don't know if he would have got drafted last year, right?
Yeah, to me last year he would have been in the day 3, like round 4, round 5, and I think he's got a legit chance at day 2. Like I do think that he's got a chance because he kind of reminded everybody why people had first round buzz on him going into 2024 after that first year at Georgia, where it's like maybe this guy's not high level starter, but he's a competent like backup to low end starter. Like, my comparison for him is like Jimmy G, like that type that tier of player where you probably want him as your number 2 and not as your number 1, but he's going to give you a competent level of play.
Fran, do you think it would be more wise, knowing the Cowboys have 2 first-round picks, stay put at 20, or should they move back knowing they don't have a second or third-round pick and a ton of needs on defense this year?
Yeah, I think that you let the board fall to you, and we know that and Jeffrey, you pointed me onto this like years ago that they love to like start the run at certain positions, right? So if Caleb Downs were to fall to them, if Sonny Styles were to fall to them, because I think Arvell Reese is just kind of like a unique thing. So if the best pure off-ball backer fell to them, and it was like, hey, like he's the best player on the board, and he checks all of our boxes. I think you stay put and you probably take that guy, especially what we know, like that black hole has been in the middle of that defense for the majority of the last couple of years. So being able to add a player like that, to add a player like Downs, I think that's maybe too good to pass up. But then if those guys are off the board and some of the edge rushers are gone and maybe the value makes sense, we've seen them do that. They move back, and that's how they acquired the unnamed pass rusher from Penn State that they took in 2021 as well.
That's right. It's Fran Duffy.
Learn.
If you're signed up to be a diehard, you do get his whole draft guide, all the scouting reports, all the rankings. So make sure you're signed up to be a diehard because Fran gives you incredible value on that. So when watching these guys, you are ahead of me because you do this year round. I've seen probably 40 to 45 guys, but there's at least one position group where I'm thinking, the Cowboys have a huge need and they can easily improve their team at this spot. And for me, that's corner. I've seen 7 guys that I think I'm comfortable as a top 40, 50 pick in this draft. Are there other spots like that? And do you agree that corner is a spot like that in this draft?
I do think corner's a spot like this, and especially for a team like the Cowboys where you look at the types of players they bought in. And you guys can correct me if that was more of like a coaching philosophy as opposed to like a Will McClay philosophy, but a lot of like the bigger, longer, like ball hawks, like not necessarily like top-end athletes, but there are a lot of guys that check that box. I'm going to Mobile next Monday. It feels like that entire roster is littered with corners that have that skill set. And so I do agree with you that there are going to be options. And look, they're all different levels of talent, but I think that makes sense. I think that when you look at tight end, it's a good group. I think pass rusher, it's a good group. Run stuffing defensive tackle, it's a good group. So there are a number of areas of strength. It's not the sexiest draft, but I think that there are niche positions that I think that the Cowboys could certainly address areas of need.
Who are the top 3 corners in this draft, according to you?
So right now, Avion Terrell, who does not fit that archetype. He is more like the undersized, like feisty, athletic, man-to-man, Jair Alexander type of corner. He would be my number 1 guy right now. But then you go to Jermod McCoy, who my comp when I did him in the summer was Deron Bland. And he's a guy, he did not play a down this year, by the way. Yeah, did not play 1 snap of football.
Sounds like Deron Bland.
Well, yeah. But here's the thing, is that we also know, especially when you get to like that second pick, the Cowboys, they like to find surplus value, where they're guys that fall due to medical, like Jalen Smith, or guys that fall due to off-field concerns, like so like Jermod McCoy with that second first-round pick. That's like my favorite fit for the in round 1 in mock drafts right now. But there are a number of players to me that kind of fit this bill. I really like Devin Moore, the corner from Florida, big, athletic, moves extremely well. He also has had injury concerns over the last few years. This was his first year healthy. He was set to go to the Senior Bowl, then pulled out last week. So Devin Moore, though, he's a guy I expect to be like a quote-unquote riser through the process.
All right, and I know you got to go because you got a busy schedule. Fran Duffy, we appreciate you. You're the best.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll talk soon.
Got a question for you, Jeff. You draft guys.
Come on. He didn't say Mansour Delane, by the way. Most people's number 1 corner. He didn't have him as a top 3. It's a good corner class.
When as the ebb and flow of draft, when the draft is not as special, when the prospects are not there, do you have the same excitement? I mean, because
Yeah, because honestly,
even
though
the quality is down.
My favorite thing about the draft is the second day, where the Cowboys currently have no picks. Because I think for a lot of teams, like that's where people find guys where people were wrong.
Yeah,
like it's where people pick the really good player that they're like, oh, maybe not the same incredible ceiling, and it's like, oh, look, the really good player's still really good. Or it's where you pick the toolsy guy who doesn't have it all together,
Right.
but then you coach him up. And it's like, I feel like rounds 2 through 4 is where you got to have 6 to 10 studs on your team.
Or you take an injured guy that should have been the first round pick. Like
Stop doing it. Do it a different way. Have a different philosophy.
But they got the tools.
No, I love it. And I love what the Cowboys are going to get to do this year. 12 and 20 is really fun to have in this class. I wouldn't want to have pick 2. I wouldn't want to have pick 4. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with it.
At the top
but I do
draft.
think the one way that it also affects it is you may not get the same value for trading down that you're used to. Because what are people coming to get? They don't feel as good about what they're coming to get, and you want out more than you would in a lot of years.
Have you peeked ahead to next year? Because next year is going to be special.
Jeremiah Smith is the best prospect in the history of football.
Next year is going to be special.
Yeah.
Top of the draft.
I have watched multiple guys who are going to be first-round corners, and the first game I watched, because I like to watch them against the best competition, they both played Ohio State, so I watched them against Ohio State. They don't look draftable.
Right.
Indiana corner, probably going to be a top 50 pick. Looks like he can't play the sport when he plays Jeremiah Smith across from him. Dude's a monster.
Right.
And the next year you get Malachi Toney. The Miami receiver from last night. That'll be fun. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. What's our third segment? My laptop's not
Tote.
right now.
Tote that
Tote
thing.
that thing. Something from the divisional round weekend that you'd like to see the Cowboys carry into next year. Please hit the like button. We're all getting fired if we don't get to 100. It's next. Let's take a second, talk about our friends at Qualis Roofing and Construction. We love our friends at Qualis, and they love you. Did you know that? They give you hookups. I'll tell you about them in a second. But if you need anything done with your roof, you want a free inspection, Qualis Roofing and Construction, they're going to take care of you. And they're not some, you know what happens is you have a big storm, and then 17 people swing by your house and drop a card, and it's like, oh, watch out, roofer in the building. No. We go with the ones that we know and the ones that we trust. That's Qualis Roofing right here in DFW, the absolute best. And they do hook you up, okay? Whether it's home or business, Qualis is going to take care of you, and they absolutely hook you up. If you schedule a free roof inspection, they're going to give you a free DLLS t-shirt. If you replace your roof with Qualis, you can choose between a free Blackstone grill or a Traeger smoker. Mention us when you call in. That does indeed help our show. You can call or go online to schedule a free roof inspection. Don't forget to ask about that free grill, QualisGC.com, or search Qualis Roofing and Construction, 817-500-9008. Start today. Also, want to talk about my friends at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. If you are buying your meats at the grocery store, I'm begging you one more time. Go to Wild Fork Foods. It is absolutely incredible. The selection, the pricing, the expertise, the fact that everything there is blast frozen, which means it's going to maintain its freshness. You are going to be the first person to defrost this bad boy. I've done this with their brisket, their outside skirt steak, the chimichurri outside skirt steak. Everything is absolutely incredible. The people there are absolutely incredible. So stop going to the grocery store for your meats. Go to my friends at Wild Fork Foods, the meat and seafood market of your dreams. It's absolutely incredible how many things they have, the pricing they have. You can do full meals too. They got a bunch of sides. Frozen's fresher at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. The organic grass-fed ground beef, 85% lean, $6 a pound. That's about as good as you're going to see. Try them out at one of their 9 area DFW locations, wildforkfoods.com. We are going to tote that thang, something from divisional round weekend you'd like to see the Cowboys carry forward into next year. But before we do, let's knock out your super chats. Rest easy, Cornell Miller is in there. Yesterday, Clarence said, it's all about the meat. And that was a barbecue conversation.
It was
grilling
a barbecue
steak.
conversation.
Yeah, and that was fine. Dave, just a Bo Nix, just a guy. Sam Darnold, just a guy. Drake May. Yeah. And quarterback's hard to evaluate. Fernando Mendoza could be a stud.
I don't think Drake May is just a guy.
I think Drake May is someone.
And he was what, number 2 overall pick?
Solid guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just
3.
a guy.
Yeah.
Number 3. Darnold was picked high too. Nix was picked high too. They were all picked high.
But other than like Darnold, Drake May got the size, he got the arm. He got it all.
He looks good.
He throws seeds, man.
I tell everybody pump the brakes on
growth in
Drake
here,
May.
too.
That's all. I'm not saying he's not good. I just be easy on it.
Hater.
People fall in love fast in this league.
I understand it. Okay, compare him to the quarterback in with the Chargers. Everybody says he has all the tools. He has all the tools.
He does.
Yeah. No, he's
Size,
good. He's good.
mobility.
All I'm saying is
he
give
can
me a
throw
year.
the damn ball.
Give me a year. Give me one more year. Let me see it again. Because there's a lot of quarterbacks where we don't see it again. C.J. Stroud was looked real good as a rookie.
Dude ain't close.
And now we're on 2 years of, huh?
He put himself over Dak on his Instagram
Well,
post
he's
a couple years
psycho.
ago.
He's a psycho.
I wouldn't compare Drake May to CJ Stroud.
I wouldn't either because he doesn't freak out when he gets pressured and he throws accurately. Carrie's in the super chat. He said, "Hey boys, Jeff doesn't know the guy, but have the rest of y'all watched tape on the player who was installing countertops and was arrested? They charged him with counterfeiting." I get the joke now. I get the joke.
Yeah.
Is that a dad joke?
He sent that in this morning on Trust the Tape. My tiny little personal YouTube page. Show that dude there. Okay, super chats are done. Let's tote that thing. Something from divisional round weekend
Did we get the first one, Mocal?
that you would see. Yeah, I got that one earlier in the show.
I missed it.
Right? Didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
I missed it.
I'm just gonna go to my number one receiver.
Oh, there you go.
Jesse Holly. Tote that
that
thing.
I'm going to tote accountability. Okay. I'm toting coaching accountability. After the game, one of my favorite coaches, Sean McVay, he gets in the podium and he says to the media and everyone listening, I got to do a better job. I was poor in coaching. Didn't like his play call. He said outside of maybe the first 15, he said, I didn't put my team in good positions. I didn't call a good game plan. I didn't get us in the right rhythm. I didn't call the right plays. I like a man who is accountable when he's wrong. Don't get up at the podium and start just giving us a word salad and just talking all around. I want coaching accountability. So that's one of the things, if I'm looking at what I can take from this divisional round, coaching accountability. Coaches going to the podium and saying that they were wrong, saying how they have to be better, that they sucked, and that it's not always on the players. Yes, the players have to go out there and perform, but sometimes the coaches, it is your job, especially if you're a play caller, is to find the rhythm of the game, to find what is working, to set the tone for your team, offensively and defensively, right? Everything doesn't go according to plans, but your job, standing on that sideline, calling those plays on either side of the ball, you have to be at your best so that your team on the side of the ball that you're coaching are at their best. So I'm taking coaching accountability from this weekend from Sean McVay, and I want that to be toted next year because we're going to have some questions. We're going to have some questions next year. Whoever the defensive coordinator is, I don't know how much leeway we're going to have. And then if things, you talked about Drake May, I need to see it again. Brian Schottenheimer, we need to see that offense rolling on all cylinders next year, or there'll be some question that'll be asked about you.
You think maybe McVay was just being nice about his quarterback struggling because his quarterback tends to struggle in bad weather?
Well, that was awful 4th and 1 call. Is what he talking about, that pitch on that or whatever he tried to do on 4th and 1.
Only because it didn't work.
That was a bad call.
Only because it didn't work.
I mean, of all the calls.
Only because it didn't work.
We only saw it
And
when
he
we get caught.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Only because it didn't work. Calling plays in the NFL sucks. It sucks because you are going to be judged 100% on the result. Like, must have been a bad call. Didn't work. No, my right tackle fell down. Well, bad call.
Yeah.
Should have called one where he wouldn't. Clarence Hill.
Tote that thing.
Got a couple of totes.
You can't.
Oh,
you
no,
keep having a
one.
couple.
You can have your bonus in the end.
Because then somebody else doesn't have
This is
one.
why
Because
everybody gets a chance to.
Throw it my way, Jeff.
give me the ball back.
This is
Come on, man. Take it.
Oh, Ali. Tote that thing.
Last week I did situational football. This week I want to do the Cowboys need to play complementary football. And one team that did that this past weekend I felt was Seattle. Right out of the gate, they had a 95-yard kickoff return. There you go. Special teams gets the entire crowd going right away. Rashid Shaheed, who of course you called a great trade there by Seattle earlier in the season. And then their offense wasn't phenomenal, and they didn't have to be this past weekend, but Kenneth Walker still broke over 100 at 3 scores. Sam Darnold made a great throw to JSN in the back of the end zone. So there's your offense contributing right there. And then your defense, 0 for 3, holding the 49ers on 4th down and forcing 3 turnovers and holding them below 300 yards. When all 3 phases are intact, it obviously makes it a lot better. For the Cowboys, you don't want to just go out there next year and the offense has to do it all. You want to see the defense contribute. You want to see the special teams contribute because we know the defense was bad. Special teams was also an issue last year, especially in games like Detroit where, what's his name, Tom Kennedy was having some big returns in that game. You're putting your bad defense in a bad position because you can't cover. So for next year against teams like San Francisco, Rams, Seattle, you can't expect to just rely on your offense. You need all three phases to be intact and have a chance at winning those games.
I like what you're doing there, Ali.
I like that, man.
I like what you're doing there.
I like that, man.
Nope. He
Is
saw
that
you,
a fake?
he saw you cover.
RPO, baby. RPO.
Play
RPO.
action always works. I'm keeping this ball.
Jeff Kavanaugh, tote that thing.
I'm going to stick on the Seattle Seahawks because I think the Seattle Seahawks, they're off season. You got to be active and you got to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
They are getting some pretty big contributions from draft picks. As a team that was already competitive, they got rid of their quarterback and brought in a different one. They traded their what was Jackson Smith and Jigba's numbers last year? Did they trade their number 1 or the number 2 receiver? They traded DK Metcalf away.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they replaced it with Cooper Kupp. They brought in Tank Lawrence, who's probably been the best member of their defensive line. They traded, they drafted, they used free agency, and then in the course of the season, they didn't trade for Logan Wilson. They traded for Rashid Shaheed, who changed that game. That's a front office that is always going. Always going. We're going through the offseason. Okay, we got contract situations. Well, how do we feel about this guy long term? Not great. That's okay. Let's bring in a vet. Let's get rid of him. We'll get some picks back, and then we're going to replace him again later by trading for a guy later. It's just being active and exploring every avenue and not spring breaking all the time.
Why you always mad at the boat?
Not always hanging out on the Bravo Eugenia. Really living the 365 days.
You don't like
a year.
people going on vacation in the middle of free agency?
I'm going on vacation in the middle of free agency.
But you don't run a team.
I don't run a team.
No.
And I'll be available if you need me. I think my phone will work internationally, and I'll be there for you. But, yeah, just the idea that that's what you do as a front office. It's 365. What are we doing when free agency opens? Then what are we sifting through after that? What contracts are we not going to have long-term, and can we maximize that value? Maybe not trade them the week before the season starts. Yeah. Just being a competent front office is what I would like to tote. Right. Now, Clarence, you can do 7 if you want.
First of all, I was going to be
Clarence Hill.
Tote that thing.
I was going to initially be facetious and said I want to tote empathy for quarterbacks, since we showed a lot of empathy. Empathy for the Buffalo quarterback. Oh, I feel so bad for him. He left it all on the field. Can we continue to have empathy for quarterbacks like Dak Prescott when they lose playoff games?
If you cry at the podium, yes, I will feel
5
bad for
turnovers.
you. That's all you got to do.
Not me.
Give me some tears.
I know you not, because
cry a little
especially
bit.
when you have 4 turnovers and you have 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. You fell on 1 fumble, but you had 4 turnovers. You can't have empathy then, right? And then I was going to toast sticky coverage. One thing you even saw in the national championship game, you never saw anybody wide open. It was like,
well, it was second half when Miami started playing man.
Well, 1 or 2, but I mean, look, Indiana, there was receivers, the catches, the contested catches, the Indiana players were having to make because Miami corners are all over, and there was a lot of sticky coverages. We never saw that last year. Can we get back, even in the championship games? As I said yesterday, never saw people running butt wide open.
Yeah.
Butt naked wide open. There was sticky coverage. But just piggybacking on your Seattle thing, I go back to the Rams. The Rams were all in. Then they ate the money. And now they back in the championship game. And that's something that the Cowboys have to quit. They haven't talked a lot about pie this year as they've done in past years, but quit worrying about the pie. Go all in.
Yeah.
You can, as we know, the salary cap hell is a social construct that's not real because you can always move it now. You can keep kicking it down the road, and you're not going to have to pay the piper like that. Draft, free agency, trades, off-season, in-season. If you see what these other teams are doing to be competitive and stay competitive, they're using all avenues to improve their team. And for a team that needs as much help as the Cowboys, you have to exhaust all avenues, not just the draft.
It's true. You listening, Jerry? That's Clarence talking right to
Listen.
you. Clarence is a little bit of a Jerry hater. I don't know if you guys know that. I defend the man. That's a Hall of Famer you're talking about.
Wow.
However he does it. That man's in the Hall of Fame. Can I have football?
Who's
Thank you. Yeah.
Who's a better GM? You brought up Seattle, John Schneider or Howie Roseman?
That's a good question. It's a tie. But let me ask you this. Either one of them got a gold jacket?
Not yet.
Our GM's the best. That's what I'm talking about.
Contribution it up, baby.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, can you fix and overhaul an entire defense in one off season, and what's that look like? It's next. Get your butt signed up to be a diehard. You need to do that, okay? It's a good idea for you. It's good for you. It's like eating your green beans. Green beans good for you? They got
Yes.
good for you. It's a vegetable.
They are good.
For sure.
Okay, I didn't
Good
know.
for your vision. No, it's carrots, right?
Are the leafy greens better?
Don't know.
What you mean, collard green? Which leafy greens you talking
I
about?
mean, broccoli's leafy. It's a big thing, but
Are they a green?
Hey, Jackie.
I think all green vegetables are good for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pickle?
Yeah, if you just eat it without all the preservatives.
It's got
and all
seeds
that
inside,
stuff.
right? That's a veggie.
Yeah.
Is a pickle a veggie?
I don't
It's
want.
thought out as a
Do
cucumber,
not
right?
want to see you eat the pickle.
Well, you will. Sign up to be a diehard.
my pickle
It's an
for a
incredible,
nickel.
it's an incredible value.
I want to see you eat the pickle.
I'm the guy who
Awesome
eats the
idea.
pickle at the movie theater. I'm sorry to my neighbors, but I do it.
You
It's
eat
a
it
pungent smell, but I
You
do
eat-
it.
You eat it at home. Don't
And
eat
it's
it-
crunchy.
Don't be out in public eating the pickle.
Pickles are
Jackie,
trash,
good
though.
morning.
I hate
Don't
Oh,
be out.
pickle.
What?
Tell Jackie good morning.
Dill
Good morning,
pickle is delicious.
Jackie.
Sign up to be a diehard. The QR code's on your screen. That can get that done for you. When you do that, you'll get access to everything you could possibly want about all your favorite DFW sports teams. And now we are entering NFL draft season. Fran Duffy's draft rankings, scouting reports, all of those different things are available to you if you're signed up to be a diehard at alldlls.com. And so you want to do that. You get a free T-shirt when you sign up as well. And you can pick any one that you want from our merch store. We got a lot of nice options for you. The Stay Shiesty one, the 88 Club one, and whatever else. You might want something else. You might, I don't know. It's up to you, really. And you also get invited to our Discord. Well, I will have a pickle conversation with you today. You want to go in? Because we have a lot of different channels in the Discord. One of them's food. And so if you want to talk pickle, I'm your guy.
Dill pickle, sweet pickle.
Only dill. Sweet is disgusting. But the dill pickle, I don't care how you do it. The full one, the spears, the sandwich chips, all good pickles. Sign up to be a diehard. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We're happy that you're with us today. Smash that like button on your way in. Let me clear out these super chats. Max is in there. Davison Igbinison goes up against Jeremiah Smith every day in practice, and you're trying to give us itty-bitty guys. Jeff, stop it. What do you think about Everett? Thanks, fellas. Enjoy the show always. I believe that's a Georgia corner that I haven't watched yet. But the fact that you attacked me to start it, I'm going to say I don't like him. I'm going to say he can't play a lick. Got a day 3 grade on him.
Yeah, way to defend yourself, brother.
6th round pick,
Yeah, I
give
love
or
it.
take. I'll let you know after I watch him, though. Dirk's in the super chat, butt wide open. That's crazy.
Yep.
That is what Clarence said about wide
Jill said
receivers.
butt wide open.
Did you hear what Mendoza said after the game?
No, did he talk about dinosaur chicken nuggets again?
He
Nah.
talked about taking shots from the back and the front.
Y'all say it's me.
Y'all
Y'all say it's me.
It is you.
You say it's me.
Who was he taking shots from? What is he saying? What was the context? You don't know. You just saw something on Twitter. You just saw something on Twitter.
He said, I'm a physical guy, I'm a tough guy. I'm going to give it all out there for my teammates. That means I'm about to take shots from the front or the back.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
like
do
the
it for my
touchdown
teammates.
run. Yeah, he got hit in both. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
understand that.
Great way to put it.
Not me.
It is
It's a great way to put it,
you.
though.
It's not me.
Yeah, MD Rose said, I am what I am. And that's all I am. Yeah. We got to overhaul an entire defense in an offseason. What's it look like? Is it possible?
And that's the. I don't know. Like, this defense has to be rebuilt, right? Like, you have some core pieces that by contractually and draft wise will be there, right? And Donovan Azaraka will be there.
Yep.
Quentin Williams will be there.
Yep.
Kenny Clark will be there.
Probably.
Osa will be there.
Overshown?
Overshown will be there. I mean, he'll be on
I
the
know.
field.
Yeah. Maybe.
What you doing? Bland will be there. What you doing?
I like Overshown.
So we got some D tackles.
Say it.
No, I do. I
Hold on.
No. But Overshown has to start asking himself now he should have to ask it, but we have to start asking questions about Overshown about his health. Can he stay healthy? Like even when he came back this year, I had no expectation for what Overshown was doing to feel. Like nothing. I was like, oh.
But Jerry did. The Cowboys did. That's the problem. They kept
Overshown and
selling.
Revel.
He was gonna come in and be a difference maker, Superman. As soon as he came back,
And that's why Jerry has a gold jacket, like Jeff was saying.
That's right. That's my Hall of Fame.
Because his ability to sell these things to the fan, and everybody kept looking at the time frame of saying, when we get closer to Thanksgiving, boy,
Wait, he didn't get his gold jacket as a GM?
Contribution.
Oh, a contributor.
Yeah.
Contributor.
Okay, so maybe he's not a Hall of Fame
Right.
general manager. Dang it.
But then when he came back, he was back out hurt again.
he had a concussion. Now they got concussion. It's not the same thing, right? Right?
Is it an injury?
Still
Come on,
injured.
you can't
Did you
compare
miss
the
games for
concussion to a knee injury or something that's going to be. It was a concussion.
How many weeks
Which
did
can
he
happen
miss?
anywhere, as we've seen. It can happen anywhere. Mounting a TV, you're playing football. Same
I
thing.
mean, I understand when you're injury prone. I mean,
How many
you're
games
an
did he
athlete.
miss?
Come on, you know
many games
there's a
did he
difference
miss?
between always having a hamstring, always having a knee, always having ailments
Yeah,
to a
exactly.
legitimate concussion or a
How
legitimate
many
break.
games did he miss?
It's not the same.
How many games did he miss?
I mean, I think they just set him at the end of the season.
Yeah, that-
3?
They just
He
no.
didn't play the Giants game.
They didn't play the last
Again.
2.
Or Giants Commanders.
Yeah, because of concussion, and the season was over. There was no point, and you know that.
There was no point to bring him back at the time you brought him back. He
Okay,
should have said,
Quentin was playing.
They was in the middle of a 3-game winning
Dak was
streak.
playing.
They was trying to push for the playoffs at that point. Come on, let's.
You-
that's
you-
context,
Well, they were
right?
playing because they
I'm
wanted
not
that
caring.
eighth
Why
win,
don't do
so.
that?
you caping for your boy, and that's
No,
okay.
I'm not.
That's okay.
Don't do
that's
that.
fine.
I'm the
But-
first one who said they expected
You didn't bring
to be
enough
Superman.
water for Clarence
No, I
today
didn't.
to carry.
No.
Wow.
But I mean, to overhaul this entire defense,
Wow.
like the first thing it starts with is that you have to pick a good DC.
Yep.
You have to. And honestly, like to me, I'm not saying that there aren't good DCs out here from guys of names we don't quite recognize. But I'm even starting to believe that you're even doing this search a disservice. I like that you're branching out and you're getting some new blood in the interview room. But the proven commodities that are out there, you're not even taking a stab at those guys. Right? Like if you're talking about, and that's where, and this is another Jerry thing, because you tell us all the time that you'll pay whatever, the check that you would write would be embarrassing to win the Super Bowl. Go play Brian Flores. Money whip him like you've never money whipped anybody else before. Because we know exactly what we get with that. We know exactly how that turnaround looks. You start there, and now when you start there, you become doubly attractive. Because players like, oh, I want to play for that guy and I want to play for that team. I want the visibility of playing for that team while playing for that guy. Now those conversations that you may have had with players in the offseason, those free agents, that goes a little bit differently because of that guy. And so it starts there.
There's step one.
That's step one. And then from there, this is where it becomes difficult, because you have to ace there, and then now you have to ace the umbrella after that, the branches. Because now I have to attack free agency. And right now we need 2 linebackers, 2 safeties, a corner, and an edge.
At least.
At
least.
At least one.
You might need
and-
2 corners. You
and-
might need
and
2 edges.
So
You might only need one
you
safety.
need one edge, right? You need one edge. I think Donovan's an edge, and he starts.
Right. You need a starting
difference make an
caliber.
You're still in the. You need to start, but you also need a guy to back a rotational guy.
Right.
You
I think you
2
need at
edges.
least 2. Yeah.
Right.
You need at
You
least
need
2
2 edges.
But I'm talking about starters wise.
You need 2 of-
6 starters,
Uh,
2 linebackers.
2
At
corners.
least-
Hooker's still here, right? Donovan's up, but Hooker's not.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you have to,
Right.
he exists.
So 5 starters.
Yeah, you need, if you're calling Revel a starter, you still need a corner, a safety, a linebacker,
You need 2 linebackers.
and Overshown's going to be the starting linebacker.
Well, he's.
You need 2 others.
If you're 3, depends on what
Well, you don't
defense
have
you're
3
running.
starting linebackers.
I'm going back. Somebody said that, go down just a little bit. Get players that want to tackle. If one thing you've seen in the playoffs, whether it's corners, whether it's safeties, whether it's linebackers, you go like the Houston defense, everybody's hit.
Oh, Miami and Indiana for sure.
Yes.
Like those are 2 of the hittingest teams in the country.
You know, the mentality.
That's a
the
coaching thing
corners-
as well.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
That's,
saying
what I'm saying.
that's a coaching.
Yeah.
Like, yes, player, but that's something that the coaches
But
will
everybody's
demand
been
from players.
physical. If you listen to those playoff games, the pads were popping, the camera, the mics on the sideline, boom mics, whatever else. you saw a lot of physicality from not just the defensive linemen, not just the linebackers, but safeties and corners coming up hitting. What if we had that here? We've always had kind of finesse corner. I mean, corners that come up and hit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so I want to part of that overhaul with the starts with the head coach, it starts with mentality. You set the tone up top. But let's get some secondary guys where everybody's tackling, everybody's hitting. You're not giving up extra yards, you know, run after catch, all that other stuff, stoning people.
So then you have the free agent branch of where you need to try to sign some guys there, right? And this is not, you know, what's the dated thing called 1 versus 20? This isn't the Cowboys 1 versus 20 opponents. No, it's 32. So everything that you need, I can surely find other teams in the league that need the same exact thing.
Yeah.
They need ends and corners and linebackers and safeties and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not just you with the field.
Right.
Right? So now you got to be able to hit there, and then we're talking about drafting. Right? And that's another 50-50 crapshoot with the 12th pick and 20th pick. Now, the 12th pick, I believe that you're supposed to get a day one starter. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That doesn't need much development
like,
to go and be a player.
20th too.
20th, you should have a guy in there that's ready to go today, right? And then ultimately at the end of it all, so now I got to get free agency, I got to get draft. Then I need all to come together with good health. I need to have an offseason where guys stay healthy, a training camp where guys stay healthy, and that those guys are able to learn. And in conclusion of that, and it's still maybe it works in year one.
I mean, considering you have so many needs, I don't think it's going to be one off season to turn this around. Like, maybe if you get the right defensive corner players, sure, you can improve, absolutely, go from being terrible to, you would hope, at least bad or middle of the pack, something like that, average, you know. But you look at some of the Texans, when they hired D'Amico, his first year, that defense was about middle of the pack. 2 years later, they're now among the best. Last year, Seattle, Mike McDonald, their defense now a lot better than it was last year. So I look at some of these elite defenses right now. Minnesota, Brian Flores, about a 3-year span. They built it up into being the defense they are now. So kind of looking how it's gone in the past with some teams, I think it takes a couple and two off seasons at least to fix stuff. The only exception, though, I mean, like Mike Vrabel in New England, just like 1 year, they flipped it around. Like that was, I mean, and you talked about like there's players on there that you don't even know.
Get the right coach.
But piggybacking on that, how much patience should we have? How much patience would they have? You see across the league, teams are trying to win now. Ain't a lot of patience going around.
Yeah.
And if it takes a 2 or 3 year fix with you know, Dak's contract, CD's contract, you know, Brian Schottenheimer, how much do we give him another year? Is 8-8 or 9-7 give Schotty another year to do it right in 2027? Do we wait?
One? You had to add one to those records.
Tie.
You need to add a tie.
I'm just saying, do we?
17.
I mean, how much patience? I mean, does everything need to be fixed next year? Or does we got a 2-year window, a 3-year window? Is what he's talking about to get this thing turned around? Because 30 years is going to turn to 31 years and 32 years. And how much? You know, we've been waiting a long time.
And it's a copycat league in the sense of, you know, cats is firing a coach after 2 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you people ain't getting a lot.
And firing head coaches who've been to the championship game and been to the playoffs every year, like Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and you're going to need a lot of optimism to assume that every move that you make is going to work, which don't worry, Jerry will give you that. He'll give you the optimism that we've got this,
Hit
and
them
this.
last 2 super chats.
Thinking is in the super chat, or Thin King. Clarence, what if Jerry hands the card in for Mike Tomlin at 20? Oh, poor Shoddy. Just going to run him out of here?
Mike Tomlin.
What?
Mike Tomlin's going to sit out a year.
Why? Why don't you just go coach Buffalo or
I
Baltimore?
think he's going to TV or something for a year.
He should go to Baltimore. That would be hilarious.
That would be
funny.
King Mansa Musa. Over the last decade, there's only one defensive player drafted by the Cowboys in the first and second round still on the roster. Gold Jacket Jerry needs to revise how he picks defensive players. Well, I mean, everybody knows the biggest thing that happened to this defense last year. Jerry broke the team. Jerry broke the team unilaterally by himself right before the season started.
Yeah.
So I would just kindly request that you don't trade Dak or CD the week before the season starts and we'll be having a better offseason than we did a year ago. So that would be nice. Sign some guys, trade for some guys. Go ahead and keep the very best players, especially if they're like one of the best players in the entire sport. Hold on to those guys, and then you try to build from there instead of trying to tear down the foundation of your team and convincing your fan base that things are going really well. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We do appreciate it. Oh, Super Chat, C. Hill, Sonny Styles, and Davison, that guy, or C.J. Allen, Dalen Everett. Yep, you got those are the guys that he likes. They're all 9th rounders. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's
Sonny
going
Styles,
through.
that's my guy.
Be cool to everybody. We
'Cause
love
Jeff
you. Be
likes
easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.